Coach, coming off that weekend against Minnesota State last series, can you give us your thoughts from those two games?
Sure. Thoughts on Friday night, real good. Thought the guys played well. On Saturday, not so good. We just didn't have a good game. Our legs looked heavy. And I thought our defense played well on Saturday, and I thought our goaltender played well. I thought our forwards were poor, and it looked like they had heavy legs. I could track each of the 4 goals back to the mistakes that our forwards made. I can, and the very first one was on a line rush against where our center, left his responsibilities, left our defenseman out to dry, and it was in the back of our net, and that was probably 5 minutes into the game. But the first 5 minutes we were fine, but now, we're chasing the game, and it looked like it took a lot out of us that first goal, and so the mantra this week is. The fact that we did play really well both games against Bemidji, a good game Friday against Minnesota State, but the real lemon on Saturday though we've got to be locked in, and it was a lack of details by the forwards. Like I said, our defensemen competed; they played really well, but our forwards, it was not a good game for them.
What's the response looked like so far from your team in practice this week?
Well, we gave them Monday off, and then yesterday was a little slow out of the gates. But they warmed to the task. We didn't get home until Sunday night at 11:30 because you were on the bus. We had some bus issues, and then we had some weather issues. And instead of being home 11 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, it was 11:30 Sunday night. And so we gave Monday off, and it looked like a team that was kind of tired. On Tuesday, they fought through it, and I thought today they looked better. Still maybe licking our wounds a little bit, but we got to get ready and be ready to go. I've been watching Lake State on tape, and he looked really good, really good. They're playing great hockey right now.
So you guys took on Lake State in the last game before Christmas break, and they got the better of you then. They're coming off 2 straight wins, and then kind of an unusual scenario. You guys play 1 game at home and then leave Friday. Kind of, what's that feeling from the team kind of going into this one where they've won 2 straight, you guys have lost 2 straight?
Yeah, well, that's obviously a tale of 2 different teams, and so I think going into Friday's game, our first 10 minutes of that game this weekend is going to be really important. We don't want to fall behind and woe is me type thing, so we got to be ready to go come Friday. The way this turned out though, that we're playing home and home, it reminds me of the days years ago. We used to do this all the time. We played a lot of home and homes with Michigan State, Western. And so this, I'm somewhat used to it. Our guys aren't, so it'll be a new experience for them. But I think for us to have success against Lake State, we're going to have to find a way to match their tenacity. The other thing I'm real appreciative of them watching the video is how locked in they are to their systems. I think they play it to a T. I think they've got a lot of buy-in from their players. So it should be a great weekend of hockey, but we're going to have to make sure we match them in terms of buy-in and in terms of how hard we compete.
And then, like you said, most of these players haven't done a home and home before. Is that something you kind of have to talk to them beforehand to be like, this is kind of different types of preparations getting ready for it, or is it kind of the same thing?
Well, I think we won't talk much about it until after the game Friday. But the key is, as soon as that game's over, we've got to load that bus and we got to head north. And then we'll get up there, we'll drop everything off. In hindsight, I think if I could have, I would have looked at move our game here to Thursday night. I think if we could have played here Thursday, and then maybe I wanted to avoid it knowing we were coming back though from such a long trip the week before. So I'm sure I would have looked at it, but maybe even move the game to 6 o'clock on Friday. We did. It's a 7 o'clock game. But the key is get up there. We won't have a morning skate on Saturday, though. We'll let the guys sleep in there. We'll push our meeting to later in the afternoon. But, yeah, it'll be different for them. But I think the whole key is to make sure you get plenty of rest between now and when we start playing on the weekend.
Is there any focus on special teams after Friday with the shorthanded and the power play goal?
Yeah. We gave up 2 shorties on Friday. 2 shorties, a power play, and an empty netter. So we didn't give up a 5-on-5. But then, of course, Saturday we did. But no, there is an emphasis on it, and we're really working. We worked extensively today on the power play. You were there, you saw it. And so we worked on that. Well, we worked on the PK for quite a while yesterday. We'll hit both of them tomorrow. But it's a mentality thing on the power play, and we got to change the mindset on that.